Hello guys and welcome to episode 69 of my Rome 2 Total War campaign with the Iceni tribe. Last time we had a huge battle with the Seleucids, multiple times actually, in order to take over Jerusalem, and we beat off a couple of their armies, which are probably somewhere near Petra. But this time we're going to have to wait for the Miss of Doom to recover and the Will of Andrasta to catch up. But in the meantime we've got plenty of scouts and druids to move. So Abigatos, it's your turn to try and kill off Sophon Isba of the Blemiers. So we're going to go with an assassination attempt with a concealed blade, see how we can get on. Enemy wounded. Well, that's going to help because it's going to stop them from messing with Mars Hormos. This turn it looks like we're going to have to deal with these Egyptian rebels. But there we go, with Abigatos actually increasing in rank. So we're going to increase his murder skill to give him a better chance of killing people with a concealed blade. And we can just select the Woad Warriors right now and go and attack these Egyptian rebels. To actually push them towards Mars Hormos, might be worth just getting the Consuls of Morrigan to come out instead and beat the crap out of them. Now this is a lot of cavalry, and these have a lot of spears, so yeah, it's probably a good move to actually do. And then we can get the Woad Warriors back into Diospolis and maybe start heading them down to, what's this, Potlaemus Theron. And yeah, we can destroy the last settlement of the Blemiers. Although I would really like to take an army with ballistas down there, which might have to be the Consuls of Morrigan, although they don't have any ballistas either. So we're in a bit of a predicament here. Axum owns the last settlement here, Mero, and Axum actually. Those two settlements are owned by Axum, and I may have to move on to attacking them, although it might just be worth getting a trade agreement with them if that's possible, because I don't really want to be fighting any further south than I really need to be. Now, the Blemiers are busy harassing the Seleucids on this side. They actually attacked Charmuthas last turn. But let's continue moving the agents that I have. And Libya is nicely converting at the moment, so we're going to leave her right there. We're going to probably actually move Adiatorics on towards Alexandria and Egyptus, so that we can start converting the province here. Then we've got Cladios near Olbia, still doing a good job. Got Brogia, still near Ammonium. We're going to move her towards the edge of the province, so that we can move her on to convert culture of another place sooner than later. We'll keep the Iron Winds heading towards the Seleucids. Or actually maybe up towards the Bithynians, because I see them moving an army down the straits here. And although that's an enemy fleet instead of enemy transports, it might be worth trying to take that on, although the Bithynians I would expect have a much stronger navy than I do. Maybe it's better to just head across towards the Seleucids, or maybe up and try and harass the Sardes who actually declared war on me. Either way, the Spear Runners, they are still in Soliga sorting out the public order. Hopefully this Grove of Osmerta will seriously help sort out the public order here, because at the moment it's -12 and it's going to rebel in 2 turns at this rate. Then we have the Noble Stags near Samanda. They're going to have to stay there. Consuls of Morrigan and Mars Hormos. Let's use them to kill the rebel army. So we've actually got the reinforcements of the other army, because I didn't actually move them back into the settlement. So that's going to be interesting. They're going to get completely run over with my men. Let's go ahead and fight this on the battle map. Now they do have scythe chariots, something that I'm going to have to be reasonably worried about. And this isn't the best battlefield for actually using scythe chariots anyway. Anyway, let's get the Levy Freeman and Spear Band up to the front. Sorry about my dog barking. We're going to get the Sword Band and the Chosen Sword Band to line up behind. And we've got these skirmishers in the middle with the general behind. So let's make that into a locked formation.
Stay together.
And we'll move them forwards towards the enemy. And the enemy's probably going to start moving towards me anyway. But as long as I close the gap, it's not going to be too much of an issue.
Our reinforcements have arrived.
Yeah, they might actually want to attack me before I get my reinforcements in. But the reinforcements are actually coming up right behind them, which is really interesting. I might be able to sandwich this force completely. One army in front of the other. So if we run this lot forwards, and then we line up these guys behind, I have a feeling that I'm going to be able to do a lot of damage.
Proud sons of Britain.
So let's just grab all of the infantry, and we'll line them up behind.
Warriors, move out.
Get all of these scout riders to run down to the left. And then we can select the missile units to follow up behind the infantry. So we're going to keep these guys running because it looks like they're trying to turn the army around. The reinforcements from the city I don't really want to make much use of because they're just farmers and they're crap. Start these guys walking so we can focus on what we're actually going to attack. Let's actually stop them here so that my slingers start firing on the enemy. So we've been engaged up here, my wall of infantry. Scout riders to charge forwards now and kill off these Tarentine cavalry. Some citizen cavalry here, which is not good, so we're actually going to charge into the back of those.
Battle ready and eager.
Going to keep the slingers back behind this infantry wall as they are engaging the cavalry. My scout riders aren't going to last very long if I'm not very careful. So I'm actually going to break these guys back. Tell them all to attack this citizen cavalry unit to break them down, and we can break off all of those units. The sliced chariots actually broke through my front lines, and my men haven't really reacted to attack them, which is kind of annoying. Looks like there was a lot of damage done there to one of my units though. My scout riders are now running off. Because I need them to regroup so that they can charge back towards these Tarentine cavalry and the camel archers of the enemy without being engaged by the infantry. So let's get the skirmishers from this army to attack the camel archers. Get this unit of scout riders to cut off these camel archers. And we'll do so with a frenzied charge. Straight into the side of that unit, cutting them straight off. These guys can all turn to chase the Tarentine cavalry, who took a lot of damage from the thrown spears. Got these skirmishers doing tons of damage to this camel archer unit. I'm going to turn all these scout riders to attack this camel archer unit. I'm going to cut those off with this unit of Britain scout riders. Like I said, we don't want them to be engaged by these pikemen. It's the last thing we need. So I'm actually going to continue to charge forwards this line of infantry, and we'll get the slingers to follow up behind. It looks like we've managed to break that unit there of camel archers. So they're getting annihilated.
Skirmishers!
We'll get the skirmishers to come forwards and actually start peppering these pikemen. We'll get 2 units to do that. These 2 units can attack the peltasts with a quick reload. Make sure that these mounted units don't run into the pikemen, and continue to chase these skirmishing units that are whittling them down. So I've got some chosen sword band here being engaged by carrying axemen. That shouldn't be an issue, but we're being attacked by these camel archers. So we're going to get my cavalry to take them out if the slingers don't do it first. Tarantine cavalry are fully engaged now by these scout riders on this side.
Warriors of Britain!
And the skirmishers seem to have done enough damage to now rout the pikemen of the enemy. And that is job done. So we're going to go ahead and end this battle. Hopefully it will destroy the Egyptian army. We lost 823 men. They lost 1,033. So actually pretty close. Decisive victory. They have 1 unit left. So therefore the army survives. We're just going to go and take them out. Auto-resolve it with an aggressive stance. And there goes the rebels. Okay, we're going to put them back into Miles Hormos. Although, Miles Hormos is actually happy without anyone around. Which is a really nice thing. Because what it means is I can both send the Consuls of Morrigan up to help out, take out the Seleucids, and the Woad Warriors down to kill off the Blemiers. So we're going to upgrade him from a warrior to a better warrior to give the plus 2% melee attack skill for all units and plus 2% shots per minute. Head down to the border where he will stay replenished and still be in range to attack the Blemiers next turn. Okay. I'm not sure, that army took quite a beating, so it definitely does need to replenish. I was just thinking maybe I could put it into a forced march stance and get him really close to the settlement so they could actually attack next turn, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case, and the Consuls of Morrigan are going up anyway. So, already had a look at most of these guys, but it's this army that I want to move. The Swords of Power, they're in range to attack Phasis. So that's another battle that we're going to be able to take part in this turn, as we crush Pontus even further. So we have a garrison army and a garrison fleet to take out. They have a reasonable amount of men, so I'm going to have to take this onto the battle map just in case auto-resolve doesn't like me. So it's nice and foggy at the moment, but we're going to keep it dry. We're going to move these ballistas into a position whereby they can fire on the entire enemy army, which is about there. Then we're going to get all these chosen sword band and spear band to stand amongst the ballistas, with the slingers just behind. And the cavalry can just sit on the right side actually, because that way they can get into the town easier. And of course I need my general over here as well. So let's start the battle. The majority of the army should be here. Actually they're in the square, but they are still in range of my ballistas. So, looks like they might take a pounding. Trying to look for the range indicator. Well, my catapults are firing, but the enemy is moving away. This unit just took an absolute beating. Just going to stop these from firing for now though, so they don't waste too much ammo on shots they're going to miss. As you can see, it just basically hit nothing. So we've got these ships landing on the shore. they are consistent of Thurius spears, some more Thurius spears, and some Eastern javelin. Now these Thurius spears are actually pretty damaging, so I might have to break off a couple of units of sword band to deal with them. And then we can send over a veteran rider unit to kill off the javelin men. So basically just change their position to this part here instead, closer to the capture point. I guess it kind of makes sense. I'm going to try and cut off these Thurius spears if I can. I'll force them to attack me by getting the cavalry close. So let's just select all of the infantry units that are left. And we'll start moving them towards this part here with the slingers in tow. Going to get the ballistas to move over to this side just here so that they can fire into their formations still. Get the general to move forwards with the veteran riders on the right flank. Got these two units of swords coming in on the left. We've got this unit of cavalry, not going to be able to do much anymore on that side, so I'm going to move them all the way back over to the right. I'm going to get a chosen spear band unit to move up first, followed by a chosen sword band unit. That way I can absorb any charge that they throw at me and then cut them down very efficiently. And all these units can just be backup, with these slingers actually grouping up in this area here to fire over into the enemy. The general can actually join the front line. We'll continue these swordmen forwards. And let's get all these cavalry to move to the right side here in this square. Or it's probably more like a plaza. So these ballistas are in position. So let's start firing at the enemy. The missiles coming in. A couple of nice shots hit the Thurius spears there. Oh, and another shot. Let's charge these chosen spear band forwards with the chosen swords behind. Slingers are actually trying to do a lot of damage to these Eastern Spearmen at the moment, but the volley from the chosen spear band is going to do a bit more. If I can, I'm going to get these slingers to change their targets to units behind, so I'm going to attack these levy pikemen here. We're going to get all of these units now to start firing at the enemy general, which will be just over the line. Unless the enemy general charges forwards, in which case that's going to be very close fire support. So I'm going to have to change that target immediately. If I can, I'm going to actually target this unit back here, which is the naval general unit. So the first general is actually running away, along with his own army. They can be run down by the cavalry, as the rest of my men continue to charge forwards. Cavalry can come in and clean up on this side. Wipe those guys out. And a ton of ballista shots just landed in my own men. That was really clever. So I'm going to stop my ballistas firing now. Hopefully my men can catch up to the enemy before I waste too much time. Either way, I've got these veteran riders coming around the side. I can actually use them to flank and kill off these javelin men. Or at least cause them to run away so I can take over the city very easily.
We hunger for blood and battle. Riders! Chosen spirit!
Yeah. Any little charge is just causing all the units to rout. So we're going to go ahead and click end battle there. We killed 1,278 and lost 44 ourselves. So that should make Phasis ours. And another Pontic settlement is ours. So we're actually going to go ahead and sack this. And we shall then capture it again. Seems that that's all that matters at the moment. It's just making sure that I hold as many settlements as possible, because I tried to just sack one and then move on. It seems the garrison forces regenerate really quickly, which is just frustrating if I want to keep attacking them again. So this time we're just going to occupy it straight away, and that gives me an increase in rank for my general. So that's fine. And we're going to give him Dread, which is +1 zeal and -10% morale for enemy units. Cool. So let's go ahead and repair these places. It's actually got 2 shrines in this settlement. So if I repair these, that should help out a lot. Actually, we're not going to repair them. We're actually going to convert these ones to obviously the Grove of Resmerta and the Grove of Tutatus, which is the 2 we normally use. This one can be repaired straight away, and this one can be repaired straight away. Although I'm not sure if that's the right choice to make. I guess I could just convert them straight away, but I don't want the devastation to affect the province too much while I'm taking it over. Anyway, it looks like the Aosai own the other 2 cities in the province, and I'm not currently at war with them. So it might be worth trying to get a treaty with these guys in order to make them help me against the Bithynians or Pontus. It doesn't really matter. So let's actually jump into the diplomacy screen. I'm still untrustworthy, which is sort of what I realized would have caused me not to be able to get treaties with people in the last episode, or the episode previous to that, which is episode 67. Anyway, let's initiate diplomacy with the Aosai.
We will talk, and then we will feast until our guts rumble and our backsides ache from overuse.
And we've got a trade agreement here that they're likely to agree with. They're likely to agree with a defensive alliance. So let's go ahead and propose that offer. And they accepted that, which is really nice.
Feast after an empty belly. You are a truly worthy friend.
That allows me to continue my way around Pontus and then hit the Bithynians in Turkey with the armies coming from the north, instead of having to fight the Aosai and the Thisagete at the same time. And it basically allows me to focus down my enemies before making any more enemies. And also getting another treaty with another faction will help my untrustworthy reliability rating. So let's try and ask for a military alliance, but they don't necessarily want that. Okay, so that's fine. Let's see if we can actually get any more allies. So Mascat, we can't trade with them at the moment.
Friend, you honor this place with...
So nothing to do there. What about the Thisagete? We can offer them
and let us talk, and let us have good wine until
trade
we can
agreement
talk no more.
and a defensive alliance. They accepted
All
that.
praise
Brilliant.
to the gods. They have led us to wise speech and heartfelt friendship. I agree.
That's good, because it means I'm not at risk of being attacked from the northeast. So yeah, I think we've done quite well to go into the diplomacy this turn. So let's move on and find more armies to move. Of course, we've still got the Abraucus's Vanquishers in Phanagoria. Let's see if I can quickly move them out. It goes down to 0, and we've got the Sacred Enclosure finishing next turn, which will actually increase the happiness. So it looks like I'm safe to move Abraucus's Vanquishers on to attack Pontus even more. So I'm actually going to take advantage of that, and I'm going to do so with a forced march stance, so that he can basically leapfrog Phasis and then attack Trapezos next turn. So I think that's the majority of my men moved. Still got the Will of Andrasta here though, so they can continue to fast move towards Jerusalem. And that is about it. Okay, so let's go ahead and click the end turn button. So it looks like the Seleucids are continuing to use their agents against me. Penios has actually recovered though near Myos Hormos, which is really nice. And we've got our hidden agent exposed over here, which isn't an issue, but we can actually try and kill off this Persian unit here with assassination. May as well try, because I am at war with them. And we did wound him, so Editorix, you're a boss. Ambigatos, what are you doing? You're near Myos Hormos. Let's try and take out this sage here, owned by the Blemias. Assassination with a concealed blade should be very effective. Enemy assassinated, bravo. He is completely dead. Right, that gets rid of that problem. And now we're going to send Penios up towards the Seleucids to take care of these units, because it looks like, what's this? This hero and this noble are being a bit of a pain in the ass at the moment, picking on this army here in its forced march stance. As you can see, because they use their actions on it, it actually can't move very much this time without being in a forced march stance. And if I'm in a forced march stance, it actually makes me very vulnerable to ambush, which is not something I want to actually take effect. So I'm actually going to take him out of the forced march stance and just leave him there for now. So Anauni, still converting the province. We're going to leave Adiatorix there. We've got Cladeos, I'm near Olbia, him there. Brogia, down here. She can actually start her administration, and we'll get the Iron Winds to continue towards the Seleucids. We're actually up a bit more because I said I would take them to the Sardes. So that's what we're going to do. Then we've got the Spear Runners. Solika, -3 next turn. Trying to Tatis finishes. So we might just get away with saving this before it actually rebels again, which would be good. The Noble Stags are going to have to stay in Samandar. Consorts of Morrigan. Well, looks like this province is actually really happy now. So they may be able to head northward towards Jerusalem. I'm not sure why they're so happy. It's really strange. Let's just have a quick look at the contributing factors. So it looks like the buildings are what's really making them happy. It's probably all of these wonders, actually. The Pharos of Alexandria. We've got the Necropolis of Giza. We've got early spring, which is causing +6 public order per turn, which is actually what's probably making everyone really happy at the moment, which is nice. Then we've got civil administration, and we've got troubled populace. So they are troubled by my rule. What a shame. So currently it's -30, but change per turn is +22. Well, looks like that's perfectly fine. So let's continue the consorts of Morrigan upwards towards the Seleucids. We're actually going to put them into a forced march stance so that we can ramp over the Seleucid lands much quicker. Abraucus' vanquishers. They're going to have to sit in a normal stance and now head round towards Trapezoz. Now this isn't the last settlement owned by Pontus, it's actually the second to last. Sinope, or Sinope, is the home province of Pontus. Mists of Doom are still kind of recovering in Jerusalem, but they are in range to attack Tyros, and that's very, very tempting. They're also in range to attack Petra, again, tempting. So let's see what province I need to take settlements in, and it looks like it is Nabatea, which the capital is Petra. So we're going to take the army, the Mists of Doom, out of Jerusalem, and we're going to hit Petra this turn. And then I'm actually going to put this army into a forced march stance and occupy Jerusalem to keep the happiness. So we have walls to attack. But that unfortunately won't be in this episode because I have run out of time. I'm sorry guys, but that's just how it has to be. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. Again, there was quite a lot of battles and there's been quite a lot of movement by my enemies, but the Seleucids not putting up so much of a fight this time, and Pontus taking a beating up in the north. Either way, we're going to quick save it just here. Thanks for watching guys, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.